Just say action.
Alright, go.
What is spontaneous human combustion? Could you just burst into flame? That is today's topic. There have been countless references in popular culture to spontaneous combustion. Whether it was a reference in a cartoon like South Park, or in a mockumentary like Spinal Tap, and even in classical literature such as
Charles Dickens, where in his 1953 novel Bleak House, the character Mr. Crook, an alcoholic landlord, burst into flames suddenly because of excessive alcohol in his body.
in 1951, a 67-year-old widow named Mary Reeser was found dead in her home in St. Petersburg, Florida.
On the morning of July 2nd, a neighbor discovered that Mary's front door was hot. When she broke into the apartment with the help of two workmen, they found Mary in an easy chair with a black circle around her.
Mary's head had been burned down to the size of a teacup. The only other parts of her that remained were part of her backbone and a part of her left foot.
Other than Mary's charred remains, there's little evidence of any kind of fire in the apartment.
A forensic pathologist, Dr. Wilton Krogmag, said of the incident, quote, "It's the most amazing thing I have ever seen. As I review it, the short hairs on my neck bristle with vague fear. Were I living in the Middle Ages, I'd mutter something about black magic."
The police report cited a far less supernatural explanation for the cause of death: a dropped cigarette, which ignited Mrs. Resser's highly flammable rayon acetate nightgown. You might know combustion as a fire or a candle, but what's really going on?
Combustion is an exothermic process. Bonds that are created are stronger than the ones that are broken. This releases energy in the form of heat and light, and we know this as fire.
Combustion is actually just the rapid oxidization, or burning, really, of an element with a high amount of energy.
Of the many theories, the most popular and believable theory is the theory of the wick effect. A candle works with the fatty acids, let the wick ignite and continue burning. A human is kind of like an inside-out wick. Clothes would act like the wick, and the human is made up of fatty acids, especially if the human has high fat general body mass ratio, like elderly females, for example. As the clothes are lit, the fatty acids keep it burning.
The fat in your body is actually meant to be burned. Because actually, if you think about it, that's what fat is. Fat is your body's long-term energy store. The body's fat can light and keep burning for a long time, with a high energy output, pretty much turning your body into a crisp. Larry Arnold, a scientist, claims that spontaneous combustion is caused by a new subatomic particle called a pyroton. But there is no scientific evidence to support this claim.
The wick effect is great, it explains so much, but what it doesn't explain are the feet and hands that are sometimes left over. This has often been explained with the idea of the temperature gradient. The idea that things higher are usually hotter than things that are lower. While this is clearly true with liquids, with convection currents, there doesn't seem to be much truth to this in solids. When asked about the temperature gradient, Mr. Hamill, a chemistry teacher at New North High School, mentioned that the feet are cooler because they are farther from the heart, which is beating warm blood. And it is also important to note that feet just have less fat.
In conclusion, no. You will not spontaneously combust. Well, well, there's a non-zero chance that you will spontaneously combust, but it's very statistically unlikely. I mean, it could happen. It could happen to you at any moment, like right now. But no, it's not gonna happen. It's a very, very unlikely, but it could happen. It could happen. Wash yourself.